Welcome to Wisdom Shift. Let's talk today about inner dialogue and stick around for the bonus I want to share with you at the end, where I think this is so critical for 2025. The best place to start is self talk. Catch yourself by replacing negative self talk. And I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but working at a job where you hated what you were doing. My story is I'd been working on drilling rigs for 10 years. And I had gotten to the point after 10 years of working on drilling rigs on the drill floor and moving drilling rigs and drilling wells that I really didn't like who I had become. As a matter of fact, I had become, over the years, a very hard human being. And the type of environment that I was working in didn't allow for people or men that were really ill-suited or soft. So we ended up, all of us, becoming just hard men. Now at this time, my self-talk, I was, my self-talk was, I was like, I felt lower than a snake's belly in a wagon rut. And, but I continued to work on drilling rigs. And I remember thinking that it's like, I got to get off of these. I've got to do something else. I mean, I'm kind of giving you the soft version of what I was feeling back then. But I realized I can't keep doing this. I can't keep working on in this industry anymore. But anyways, kind of fast forward about a year, I ended up working offshore off the east coast of the U.S. and I was getting ready. I had gotten up and was getting ready for work, and had showered and shaved and was brushing my teeth. And I remember looking in the mirror, and then I looked in the mirror, put my hands on the sink, and I looked into my eyes and I went, "Who the hell are you? Like, who are you?" I I didn't have a clue. I didn't other than this person who had developed into this to work in the industry I was working in on drilling rigs. And I wasn't at an executive level, believe me. It was like I was like when I first started working on drilling rigs, the nom de jour was we were we were called rig pigs, and but I'd worked my way up from the lowest position of roughneck to motors to derrick, working as a derrickman to assistant drilling and so on. And what I realized I had to do was like, because I couldn't remember who I was. I couldn't remember, like I asked myself, are you happy about anything? Is there anything that you're actually, well, yeah, there was things I was happy about when I was on my motorcycle and, cruising along at, 75 miles an hour. Or for, you Canadians, that would be like 115 clicks and a kilometers an hour. Anyways, but I realized it's like, what are you happy about? What are you joyful about? And then ultimately what it, came down to was about self-talk. And, but I mean, I didn't really understand what self-talk was back then. So what I just did was I kept delving into, this, who are you? And do you have one memory in your life where you are, or were joyful, where you were happy? And and one memory popped up, and that was my mom. My friends would come along on their bicycles and ring the doorbell and hi Mrs. Graham, and and my mom would just like, "Judson, get the hell out of here, go with your friends and go riding." And I remember going, we'd take off, and which we weren't supposed to ride down by the river, but there was this area called the scrambled tracks, and these were small rolling hills, maybe 20 feet high, that over the years, the guys with their motorcycles, their dirt bikes, had taken and, grooved out. And so we would take our bicycles and make these jumps and that was my first recollection of a little bit of joy in my life. And so I hung on to that. This was the beginning of remembering who I am. And finding out who you are is a gradual process. This is a gradual process to shift your mindset, right? And several powerful steps for you to rediscover who you are is learning to master your inner voice. And you can do this too. It's really a step by step process. It's like we're live in an age of instant gratification. It's like, well, if I don't like this, where's my phone? If I don't like this, like I'll just click on to the next one. And if I don't like that, well, I'll just scroll. Or if life as we have been trained not to realize it is a process. It's a process of of discovery, and the discovery is oh my God, horrors of horrors, is discovering who you really are. I mean, so begin by noticing. For me back then, it was beginning to notice my negative self-talk. Oh my God, there was so much. It was like, instead of saying what I started doing was, instead of saying, "Oh, I can't do this," or, "Oh, fuck, this is so freaking hard," or I would turn it around. I would say, "Wait a minute, hold on, this is hard. Like, what are you enrolling yourself in?" And I would shift it, and I would say, "This is easy," or I would say, "I can do this," or I go. But getting up in the morning was kind of the toughest for me. I don't know what it's like for you, but for me, that was the toughest. Getting up in the morning, and literally all this, it was like I had like 8,000 squirrels in my head, all running in all directions. And for me, it was just, hang on, you got to slow the squirrels down, you know. And I started saying to myself, I'm improving day by day. I'm improving day by day. I'm getting a little bit better every single day. Was I lying to myself? Hell yeah, damn right, But you know what? It worked, and it works. Excuse me, I don't know what the heck's going on with my throat. Second is your strengths. Focus on what you do well. By this time, like, this is, fast forwarding it, I had become a voracious reader. Up until then, like, I didn't do well in school. I mean, I hated to read. I hated anything about education. I hated anything about, learning. I mean, I love to learn. Don't get me wrong. But I became a voracious reader, and one of the pieces that I read was about remembering who you are. And one of the exercises in one of the books that I had read was, when you can't remember who you are, what your achievements are, what you've accomplished, go to your family members. Now, while I know that not everybody's going to have family members that are going to go, "Oh, yeah, you were wonderful," like, right? But I have an older sister and an older brother who are always really supportive, loving, and, if my brother's watching this, unbelievable as it may sound, kind to me. Anyways, at at some point, I called my oldest sister, and I said, "I'm doing this exercise, and I'm having difficulty with remembering, like, because my older sister knew how poorly I did in school. They were always the perfect ones, like they did great, my older sister and brother." And she was like, "What are you talking about? Like, I was always so envious of you. Like, you did so well in anything that you took on." And I'm sitting there going, in my head, "Shut up and listen. Just listen and hear her out." And so she started, telling me some of the things that she always admired that I did, that she was not good at. Like, for me, track and field, anything sports related. Um, on the football field, if you threw a football within 2 feet of me, I caught it. It was like it was just, I was gifted with this, you know, ability to be athletic. And so she reminded me of the things that I had long since forgotten. And by the time, by the time I got off the phone with her, I was in tears. Then I called my brother next. Well, he got back to me in a couple of days, but I called my brother next, and Tim was like, are you kidding me? Don't you remember in grade 11 when you were chosen out of those 300 young guys that you made the nationals water polo team for Canada? And I had totally forgotten about that. And this started me on this journey of remembering some of the things that, well, yeah, they're achievements, things that I could be proud of about myself for having accomplished. One of the things that I realized, oh my God, this is giving me a jump start, and this can to you too. It can give you a jump start by doing this, um, monitoring what your negative thoughts are, and switching them, and then, you know, if you're having difficulty, you know, perhaps take a page out of my book and go and call your siblings or a sibling or your mother or your father, and just say, you know, what am I good at? What have I accomplished? Right now, um, as we come to the end of this, I want to share the bonus, which is, you know, be courageous. Be courageous. It's your life. Be courageous in what it is that you want to do, where you see yourself, where you'd like to go. Now, everyone brushes their teeth in the morning. Look in the mirror, into your eyes, and say, I love myself. And then say, I love myself 10 times again. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. And I understand this won't be for everybody, but since the 70s, it's been documented that whenever you repeat a pattern for 21 days, it will start to be ingrained and embedded in your gray matter, in your everyday actions. But I recommend you do this for 30 days. And I will leave you with this: reconnect, reestablish, reconnect with that emotional side of yourself. I know I'm a man. If my friends could see me, my guy friends, they'd be like going, you know, whoa, who is this person that you've turned into? No, I'm kidding. But reestablish that emotional connection with who you are, that person that you are. And let me know in the comments what you think. So, see you next time. Have yourself a great day. Love you.